Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Plum Wild podcast. It's Wednesday, November 9th, 8th. Sorry, I got my days mixed up. I am Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined in the booth by my best friend, Damian Kiefer.
Good morning.
So tonight's episode is yet again presented by House of Speed. Whether you need sprint car, late model, modified setups, they got the setups you need. Use code PLUMWILD15 for 15% off at checkout. Again, another big shout out to Dylan Hauser for sponsoring another episode. So, Kiefer, how you doing today?
We're not doing too bad. Had a little bit of a busy day for an off day.
Yeah. How's your toe?
We're back in business, I think. It didn't bother me really today. So
What happened? You gotta
we
elaborate,
had
Elton John.
we had some. That's what my mom just said.
Dude,
Um,
you look like Elton John, homie.
that's what my mother said too.
You
When I
look
walked
just like
past.
Elton John.
So pretty much they did surgery on a grape, but on my toe, and
They performed surgery on a grape.
but it was my toe. But more long story short, a long time ago, actually when we first built this house, um, I stubbed my toe in a stair running up the steps to answer the door for my grandmother, actually, and I screwed it up for a long time progressively. And what they did was they unbroke my toe the first time I was there, and then cut the sides of the nails and then put poison in the sides of it. Well, they screwed up one side of it and they had to redo it and they had to shove another knife on the side of my nail all the way under like neath the skin. It's crazy. You can feel absolutely everything. Like there's no pain, but you can feel it like under your skin. And it's not great.
Which foot
And
is this? Left
dude,
or
it's
right?
my right foot, dude. It's the gas
Oh,
pedal.
the money foot.
Yeah, it's the big toe, dude. It's just my big toe's all screwed up. But I got my X-rays back, and I only have two more bone fragments left on top of
That's
my
it?
my joint actually. So, but yes, I'm looking. I saw someone say in chat, I am running the Turkey Bowl next weekend.
Kiefer is
I'll be there.
running the
I'll be
turkey
there
bowl.
all 3 nights. A
And where's
Thursday
that at?
night. It's in Springfield, Missouri.
Ooh,
And
Springfield.
Thursday night, we're bringing the Blackstone down. So Thursday night, it's a hibachi night, dude.
Fuck yeah. Sounds like a
Friday
party in the
night,
pits.
Friday night, we're probably cooking some burgers. So
Good night, then. That sounds like it'll
yeah,
be a fun time. Uh, so we had the finale for NWRA Monday night at Eldora 100 lapper. Um, I, dude,
great night. I had so
oh,
much fun.
so pissed, bro.
I had
I
so much fun.
qualified pole. I let
Score
Dez beat me in the heat. I say he
oh,
beat me. Like he
on the last lap,
on the last lap, dude.
last
I was
corner,
frustrated, but I mean, 3 heats. I knew I was starting fourth would be all right, and then we
Cooksey. Wow.
we ended up. I started fourth, and then like fucking, I don't know what was it, like 6 laps into the race on one of the restarts.
I was on the bottom whenever I passed you, and you got like in the fence. But whenever I passed you, your stuff was like bent.
Oh, it was fucked, bro. Because so Dylan Wilson pushed a little bit on exit of 4, so I lifted and tried to cut down just enough, to not kill him, and I got fucking ran through, bro, and no caution for like 30 fucking laps, and Eddie's messaging me on like the because he's the admin and he's messaging me on iRacing. He's like, no spoiler damage, and I'm like, yeah, bull fucking shit. Well, I look on the replay and like my nose is destroyed, and I went from third to the fucking back with no caution while the track was still fucking racy, and then we finally had a caution and I tried to do what I could, but I was so pissed, dude. You ended up having a good night though. Well,
For the
you
most part.
for the most part. Why did you end up disconnecting and pulling off disconnecting?
Why did I disconnect? Because I
Yeah,
was done.
we were.
I was done.
You were done.
First off, so my night, we'll just go through my night. All right. So qualifying, I qualified sixth. I missed the line. My fourth lap was steamy, dude.
What line did you run?
I ran top and middle.
I went top bottom
Yep. I went top bottom my fourth lap because I was like, is that
because you were
like,
watching my stream and you were like, yeah, well, that's what he ran, so I'm gonna try it, right?
No, I didn't watch. I wasn't watching the stream.
Wow,
I don't,
some friend wasn't even watching my stream.
dude. How do you watch the stream while you race?
You just have it up that way they get an extra viewer. That's what the good friend would do.
But if I would, I couldn't have the sound on because you would
Just
drive me
turn the
nuts.
volume down.
And then I wouldn't even look at it. So like it would be taking up my luck. I would lag out because of it because I'm already probably streaming something.
You fucking.
I was streaming the game.
That's true. Yeah. So you qualified sixth.
Qualified sixth. I missed a line, a little bit, and three, a lot, by like 2 lanes.
You're sped. Understood.
Yeah. In the heat race, started second, was racing kind of for the lead. Felt like I had a slider, and I got blocked for some reason. I don't know why. So it dumped me, put me in the wall, broke my right front. Got a repair. Finished sixth.
Out of how many though? Because I remember looking and I was like, you came
Everyone
back out on the
wrecked.
track and I was like, how is he still in
Everyone
like
wrecked it.
fifth or sixth?
So I missed it. If I would have, like, Nick Baum just passed me, and if I would have beat him, I would have been fifth. Like, that was the guy. But I guess, like, it was literally the top 4 on the lead lap for the, like, that was it. And then
So
whenever I pulled off, there was 3 on the
Wow.
lead lap. The B main had some. We were racing on the B main. That was
You
fun
were,
for
you
second.
were.
Like to get to second, we were.
Even though
rolling
it
there.
took everyone but one driver in the B main, you were just racing for position.
I was, yeah, but I was going. At least I felt like feature started in, I don't know, we were in the B main, so
I think you finished second in the B main.
14th.
So
I started 14th, I think,
yeah,
and we were up to third at one point. We drove to the field, and it was like me and Chance had a really good race there for like 40 laps. It felt like no, it was probably 30, but me and Durgan raced, and then probably that last caution, or it was like lap 80 something. Right before that, I was racing with Chance, and I absolutely killed the wall on entry with right front and right rear, and then we got the yellow, and I was like, but it felt fine. I was like, oh, okay. And I was racing it up there for like a lap, and I was like, oh no, it's broke.
the
And
right front or right rear.
I don't know, dude. Like there was zero grip. Like
I had the
it
same
was
thing.
Like it was driving like completely sideways, and I was
Wow.
like, no, it's broke.
Yeah.
I KO'd the right rear. I think I knocked the right rear end. Like I broke the rear end.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. So we both didn't have the night that we wanted from Eldora,
No.
but that
I had
season
fun.
has finally wrapped up.
I can retire now. Like,
You
the wheel
can-
doesn't have to get back. The wheel's not getting bolted on the desk for a while.
Yeah, you're retired now officially for at least
So the fling
until probably the fling. Yeah, so I ended up I think 13th or something in the race, and that put me finishing 4th in points. I mean, I was hoping for a top 3 at least, but just didn't have the runs at the end of the season that I needed. But it's whatever. I still made like $90 for 4th in points. I'll take that shit. You know what I mean?
I did destroy Vickers in the B main.
You
on
destroyed
accident.
Vickers?
On accident. I didn't mean to. We got stuck or something. But I got a right front push. I know I got tight. And then I saw Vickers get pushed he went into the wall in 3 and 4, and I was like, I hope it didn't break it. And then I looked the next lap, and he's like in the back, and I was like, oh, it fucking broke it. Damn it. I was like,
I do remember seeing that. Yeah, that's
the one guy that didn't make the race, this guy that I hit.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to bring on our special guest for this episode, so we will be right back with that. All right, we are back, and our special guest on this episode is Tanner Tomasi. He's the driver of the '09 machine in the World of Outlaws Buttkicker Late Model Pro Series. He's one of the highest rated drivers in the world, and he's the owner and builder for Speed Ranch Setup Shop. More recently, he bagged $900 for finishing third in the VLR Fall Frenzy. Tanner, welcome to the Plum Wild Podcast.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I've been wanting to be on here since you talked about starting it.
Yeah, dude. We started this whole thing, and it's definitely taken off a little bit more than we expected, for sure.
It's taken off a lot.
I love it, man. It's definitely not what I expected at all. But I want to start from the beginning. I tend to ask this question to all of our guests now, but it's a good question to ask. So how did you get into motorsports, and how did you get into sim racing?
So I wasn't never really like super into motorsports. My dad used to take me to like drag races, like demolition derbies and all that shit. And he really wanted me to get into drag racing because my uncle builds funny cars. So he was wanting me to get into that, and I didn't have no itch for it. And then we went to, I swear it was like 2015. We went to a dirt track race, and then I was just like super into it. I just wanted to be a part of it, and then I went and watched late models, and I just wanted to be a late model driver, like ever since then. And I think I got into iRacing the same way everybody else did. They just saw it, like saw
Yep.
dirt, and like for the longest time, like my account says I probably had it for 6 or 7 years. I played on a controller for the longest time and just raced legends and like
Wow.
asphalt shit. And I want to say it wasn't until like 2019 that I got a wheel, and that's when I like really started. I started out in street stocks and then got into UMPs, and then I got into late models.
Hell yeah, dude. That's kind of funny because I have this a somewhat similar thing. Like my account shows that I've been a member since like 2017 because I got the account. I bought like a couple of cars and tracks before I even got a PC because I was planning on getting a PC. And then something came up. I was just a broke college student, and I couldn't afford it. So I made the account then. And then whenever I finally had enough money to buy a PC and wheel and pedals and everything, I just logged back in, and it shows like this huge like 3-year gap from whenever I started to like whenever I ran my first official. So yeah,
that's the same way.
I think I really think, especially on the dirt side, and probably for all of iRacing, like it just starts with like, oh, you see it, you never heard of it, but you see it, and then you're like, oh, I want to try that. And especially on the dirt side, I think that's true because there's no other option really.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And like at first you just think it's a video game, so that's why you
Right.
just fuck around on controller most of the time.
yeah,
You don't realize it's as big as it is.
right. Especially as tough
Yeah.
as it is.
And like to compete like at the level like everyone wants to compete at, you can't even like the guys that compete at art like the top, like there's not really anybody that competes at the top level anymore that's on a controller, but there's still a few guys that race.
I know
with
one.
controller that there's a
I know
that's
one
what I'm
sprint car guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. And like he's pretty good. But other than that, man, it's tough, and you want to win. So like
Yeah.
obviously, and that's like I'm like the same way. I think mine was 2017. I raced on a laptop and I hated it. I didn't even have. Like it was dumb. I was like, this sucks. Then I got a wheel. I built myself my own rig in like 2020, 29. It was like right in COVID or like in a winter
Same.
time or something. Built that. I bought the cheapest wheel and pedals you can buy. I still use the same wheel to this. Not the same wheel, but like the
That
same.
similar one.
Yeah, the same wheel. Then I finally bought myself some Fanatec's, and now we're here. But yeah, that's the controller days. Now it's
I
just
never
like
played on it.
fun.
I've never played on a controller. But you
I want to. It's not fun.
It's not at all.
you talked about finally getting into the late models once you started really taking it a little bit more seriously? And this is another question that I ask a lot of people, but when did you start to realize like you had some talent that you could run competitively, especially at the level that you're at now? Maybe you could see that in the distance. When did you see that?
Well, the thing about me, and I'm sure a lot of other people like sim racers and real racers are like this, you never think that you can. Like you're confident, obviously, like you're confident about it, but you never like truly think like, oh, I can go out here and win the biggest race. Like you're confident about it going into it, like I have a chance, but you never think you're actually going to. It's just because you always think you could do better.
Yeah.
And so like I'm still like that. Like I always think I could do better. And so I don't know, man. Maybe like a year ago. Like
Really? Like a year?
it really wasn't that long ago.
Wow. Wow.
Like
So,
it's just because of how much time that I
right.
constantly put in and like wanting to be the best, but you still think it's that much further away. Like I could go out and win the spring fling and I'll still think like I'm not there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean, I think that's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I give to people, really, is what you just said, is that you want to have the confidence that you are the baddest motherfucker in your session, no matter who's in
Yeah.
there. But you also, at the same time, want to be, you need to be willing to learn from everything. Because while you
100%.
may be the baddest motherfucker in your race, you still need to be learning every single chance you get from whatever it is, whether it's the good things or the bad things that you're doing on the track. So
Like,
that's
no shit. You and I had an hour-long phone call before pro
I was
qualifiers.
gonna bring
And
that
you were
up.
fucking hyping me up.
Yes.
You're trying to get me all like, I'm like, dude.
Okay, well let me
Like,
ask it then. So you do remember that conversation that we had?
yes.
It was like 2 weeks into pro qualifiers, and you were telling me how
Mhm.
you were, uh, you know, losing
The what
confidence,
ifs.
or yeah,
It was
all
the what
that,
ifs,
all
yeah.
that crap. And so I gave you all that advice. Did it help? And do
Yes.
you ever pass
Yes.
that along? Do you ever pass that
Yeah.
that advice along?
From that day, like from the following week, because like leading up to it, you're still like, oh, what if?
Yeah,
But then in the race, I'm thinking about it, right? Like I'm
yeah,
thinking about staying just focused on it. Like I didn't put all that time in. I'm not gonna run dead ass last just because I'm fucking put all that time in. And from then, when I had that good run, I passed that along, like
yeah.
till now, till
Yeah.
today.
That I mean, I'm gonna make a how-to video on how to get good,
Yeah,
or
dude.
like how to prepare yourself mentally, because
Mhm.
that's I mean, I feel like that
And
was good advice.
especially like when you're running laps by yourself, you're like you kind of have that little 50-50 where you're like, I don't, in case I am super fucking fast, I don't want to show the speed. And but then again, you have that little thing in the back of your mind when you get off that it's like, what if they're running like 2 tenths faster?
Right, right.
Like what if I'm just that far out in left field?
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. So, um, you're talking about sort of your expectations in a way. So going back to Pro Series, Pro Series itself, not the qualifiers. Are you satisfied with your season overall? And kind of how would you rate it versus your expectations of the series before it started? Because I feel like you
Shit,
had some good runs for sure. You know.
I had I went from having really good runs to other weeks I'd be just absolutely dog shit, didn't make the show. And like it's such a bittersweet thing because like you don't put all that time in, like I said, to not make the race or even run third. And like we'd have one thing that I think about almost every night from Lincoln is I should have moved Rumsey. And we talked about it after too. He's like, dude, it's like I wouldn't have been mad. I was like, I don't know. You're
Moved
running
him
for
for the win.
championship. Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah,
I was just trailing him for like the last I think it was 10 laps or
yeah,
so, and Lincoln was so hard to pass. And like I tried tapping him a few times and I'd get myself more loose. And so I was just that's one thing that I'm just like I should have done that. But I think Volusia for the first race, I really like
you had a really good run.
I knew I was gonna be fast, but like still your first pro race, you don't just don't kind of expect that.
Yeah, we talked about it on that on the very first episode. We brought you up about how like in your very first week you ran 4th in your very first Pro Series race, which is super impressive.
And I think Kiefer too, like in Fairbury. I don't remember where you finished. It was
4th.
2nd or 3rd. 4th.
He finished 4th in his first Pro Series race.
My first one, dude.
Yeah.
So
it's your first race in like Pro Series is like crazy because Fairbury going into it was like my favorite track at the time.
Yeah.
Volusia, you're pretty good at Volusia, I would
hate
say.
Volusia.
You're good at it, but you hate it.
But like Fairbury, like no one loves Fairbury, but like I like racing Fairbury, and like Volusia's another track. Like I qualified pole there, actually won in Pro
Last
Series.
year in Pro Series.
Last Pro Series, and like I also hate it, but like I'm decent there, and like you're good there too. Like it's just a place like I feel like no one loves Volusia, but
No.
like you race there.
I like
But-
Volusia.
Yeah.
I won't say I love it,
to
but I
race
do like it a lot.
To finish 4th, like once, and then like from like me and you are kind of like went into the Pro Series. I feel like in the same perspective in a way, because like I was we were Apex was real big at the time, and that would and your Speed Ranch has been as big as it is now, and when your first Pro Series, and like starting 4th, and kind of like how you're saying the expectations, like you run 4th, you're like, okay, I can run with these guys.
Yeah.
Now you have to do it every week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I say that. That's just what I imagine it would be like. I don't know
But, like,
for sure from experience, but yeah.
And then you ran 2nd.
Where'd you run second? Where'd you run second at?
Not 2nd. Wait.
What was
at
your?
Lincoln-
Oh, second at Lincoln. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking like the next week. I thought you were meaning like the
And
next
so-
week.
And so now like second's like not, like
It's
you're
worse. You feel
yeah.
worse than 4th.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
much
like,
worse.
So now, yeah, like so it's tough, like from like especially like your standpoint, and like it's just in the Pro Series deal. It's kind of it's a big stage. It really is.
What
And
were
a lot of
your?
people kind of like down it, and they make like the crown jewels are super big. They really are, but the Pro Series.
We harp on it all the time. We harp on
Man,
this all
it's
the
tough.
time. You just don't
Man,
know
it is
until you're
tough.
there.
It's not just like you have qualifying, heat race, prelim, and then the crown jewel, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like 100 laps. But this is like, what is it, 8 or 10 weeks straight of you just having to fucking nonstop grind. And you have to be so perfect for that many weeks.
Within hundredths.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
within a lot. And Williams Grove, dude, I was ready to turn my fucking computer off. We tried some goofy shit, and I qualified 3/10 off. And I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Williams Grove,
It
dude.
was
That was
tough.
like, I think
hate
Williams
that
Grove was my
place, dude. It should
least
be
favorite week.
absolutely burned.
It's the worst track.
If
I
it's
haven't seen a
slick,
fucking.
I hate it.
Dude, you know what's funny? I've never seen. I don't think I've seen this entire year a hosted race at Williams Grove.
No.
Because it
No,
sucks.
They need to put
Nobody's
USA
willingly
USA
running that shit.
Actually, USA.
USA
No, you just
Yes,
like
it
that
would.
shit, dude. Nobody.
USA
no.
would have been better. Yes, it would have raced better because, like in a super, you can actually run the top or like a deep slider there, or you can if
And
you're
the bottom, cut
the
down,
bottom.
whatever.
If you can run, if you can hit the bottom.
Have you? Okay. Have either of y'all ran USA since the new update?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it
I
still
have.
get bumpy on the straightaways?
Yes.
Okay, then no.
Dude, that's
Take it
not
away.
gonna go away.
Take it
dude.
away. Get it out of here. I don't want it.
That is not.
That's
It's
the
still
best
so
part.
much better. It is because it makes it even.
Well,
I
then you
fucking
coming
hate it.
off a four. If you hit the gas pedal a little too hard, you're gonna be spun
In the
out
air.
in straight away.
You're gonna be in the air.
In the air.
Literally,
Yes.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So
Dude,
back to the
isn't that,
question.
like, doesn't it prepare you though for like IRL? Whenever you catch a rut,
Yes, dude. Yes.
because when you catch a rut IRL, man, that
Dude,
stuff sends
Let
you.
me tell you, you
You
know
ain't
Salina
see-
High Banks, right?
Yeah.
That was my first time on track, and it was the first time I
Oh.
hit a rut. And from then on, I tighten my fucking helmet till I'm choking because my helmet was like this, dude. Like I hit it so hard.
You tightened your fucking your
Yeah,
side
everything
straps.
was so tight after that, dude.
So okay,
You
well
learned
that
why like you're so fucking tight in those things.
that actually brings me to a good question. So what was your first reaction? Other than that, what was your first reaction of finally getting to drive a late model for the first time? Like what was the big shock to you? And then also, what was anything that jumped out at you that kind of you felt like you were taking from iRacing?
So my deal with like first time in the car was, I'd say technically my third night wasn't my first full night, because the first like actual night my car was fucked up, right? My bird cage was locked up. I couldn't steer, and I thought it was me because it's my first time in a car. So I'm like, oh, I'm just dog shit.
I've been there with whenever if the car isn't right, like
You
if your
don't know
car
yet.
is if your well
Yeah.
first off, if your car isn't right, your car can kind of describe like who you are in a way. So if your car isn't right, you're not gonna look right. And like, well, the other night, Saturday night, I was racing in Clarksville, and we had just a bad night because like I had electrical problems pretty much all night, and the motor wasn't running, and I was absolutely wheeling, son, in that heat race, like wheeling, and I know I looked like an animal, but it was the car, like the car was like just crazy, because the motor wouldn't run right. So like whenever you don't have stuff, look like it's pointless. I told Dad, I was like, this is pointless. Like I should have just pulled off. Like it was.
It's so aggravating too.
You learn absolutely nothing.
Nothing, bro. Yeah, so like, I don't know, man. Going into it, I was upset. Like when I was driving onto the track, though, I was like, holy shit! It's like I'm in a race car, dude.
This is
Like,
it. This is what I've been waiting for.
That and loading the car up was the first time I was in a car, and so it was like, God, dude, I was like, it's crazy how not nervous you are.
Really?
You're not. You really aren't.
You hear people say that, and you don't believe it.
Really? Like I'm sitting here, hadn't driven a race car since I was like 6 years old. So
yeah.
I mean,
for me personally, I get nervous.
Is it because you have so much other shit to think about?
Kind of. Yeah, but like I get nervous before the race, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I get strapped in, I guess you'd say. I'm like, well, I don't get nervous, but I think about it. I'm like, okay, this could happen. This could happen. You really never know, but like you're kind of just prepare yourself mentally is what I do. And then, but like once you strap in and once the helmet's on, it's like I couldn't tell you what's going on inside that brain. There's like it's going.
Yeah. One thing, like when I'm at the track, going towards the racetrack, I'm so fucking nervous. Like the ride there, because that's all all you can do is think about it.
Right.
But like when I'm at the track, I'm not nervous like at all. It's crazy. Like I don't talk either. Like I'm so focused. Like I'll talk your fucking ear off anywhere else, dude. I am the least talkative person you'll ever fucking meet at a racetrack. I don't even look at people. I'm just so like
laser focused.
Even like my first day, like when I didn't know anything about it, I was just so focused of having like mental clarity and going on the racetrack and trying to perform and just trying to learn.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that is. And it's not the same with iRacing at all. Like you'll be fucking nervous on lap 24 of a 100-lap race. Like
iRacing, dude, you're like shitting bricks.
Okay.
Yes, the whole time.
So,
the whole time.
Pro Series, if you're not shitting bricks for 50 laps and then the whole heat race and qualifying, if you aren't on edge, like absolute edge, you're not succeeding on like iRacing.
Right. So I'll be in a heat race and my fucking foot's like just shaking, dude.
I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up. So you're talking about being nervous on iRacing. So and talking about like lap 24 of 100. So do you remember the pro qualifier that I won at Cedar Lake, right? And you got third, but you were right behind me. So that race, this isn't really much of a question, but it's just something I wanted to bring up. That race, by about lap 30, so about 10 to go, whenever I'm in the lead, I've been leading for like 5 laps. Like by about lap 30, I was not even really looking at my screen. I was so fucking nervous. And I remember, and I can go back in the replay. I'll go back in the replay and watch it occasionally. You threw a slider that I want to know, it was with 2 to go. You threw it in 1 and 2, and I heroed around it on the outside. I want to know, did you think that I was going to be able to drive around on the outside, or did you have to last second leave me a lane? Because
I was trying to
I was
scare
just
you.
on
I wasn't
fucking.
gonna clear it.
Okay,
I was
so
just trying to scare you, dude. Because like, what I got that from was Kyle Larson at Chili Bowl when he made Rico Abreu jump the cushion fucking 4 times,
Yeah.
like sliding him.
Hey, IRL, it works way better.
Yeah, because it scares
works.
the shit out of you, dude.
Yeah, I'm
And-
terrified. Like I'm like,
Yeah. And so like going into that, I was like, all right, I fucked up. Because I think I led like a good bit of that, and
yeah,
I
you
didn't put
did.
enough fuel in. So I
That's
was
right.
like
That's
checking
right.
it, and I ran the bottom. And it was
You
that's when the bottom was so bad, dude.
I'm pretty sure you fucked everybody on the initial start too.
I
That
did,
was why
yeah.
I had damage, bro. I had the
Yeah.
the dreaded V shape in the spoiler, and I still won that fucking race. That car was a rocket ship, bro.
And that I didn't do that on purpose
No, I know
either.
you
Like I was
didn't. I know
so
you didn't.
upset, and I was looking at my fuel, and I'm like, I fucked up, dude. Like that's what I thought my pro qual was done.
Yeah.
And so then like I found out I had enough fuel. Like I had enough fuel to fucking make it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna start driving hard now. And I still couldn't catch you. And your car was fucked up. My car, I'm pretty sure my car was perfect.
Dude,
And your
Cedar
car was
Lake-
fucked
I
up.
still think that was the
Cedar Lake, there was-
fastest fucking car I've ever driven,
Yes.
dude. That car was, dude. No offense to anybody else in that field, but if that was a clean
Yeah.
car, y'all wouldn't have caught my ass, bro.
Dude, 100%. That's the same shit I was saying. I was like, I have to fucking scare him to where he hits the wall. Because even if
And I
I clear
drove
the slider,
around
he's
it.
driving. He's driving out of my life. Even if
Oh
I
my
clear the
God.
slider, dude.
all I can say is
Pink drink.
because I had like the same thing. Well, no, like, well, I was a Pro Series last year, not this past year, but the year before
2022.
that. And Cedar Lake, I don't know if you remember this, but the infamous Nathan lifted for me and let me buy in the B main. And then
This might be
in
the first time
feature-
this has been brought up on the podcast, actually.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
I didn't, but
He-
everyone thinks I did.
I was a man on a mission that night.
Yeah.
But like at Cedar Lake in that feature, I drove from 17th to like
God.
3rd, and my shit was destroyed too. Like
His shit
worse
was-
than Nathan's.
it was
But, like I
horrible.
don't know what it is, but like whatever. Apparently, if I build something at Cedar Lake and you just destroy it, it's gonna be gone. It's better.
Yeah,
It's better.
You fuck it up a little bit, and the car's like,
Just
all right, let's
junk your shit and it's gone, dude. I don't get it.
Oh,
The
God.
D key setups, just junk them.
Destroyed car. That's what you build them for. You build them to get junked, dude.
Yeah, build them, get junked.
Jesus
We'll
Christ.
build them to throw them away the next night. You know.
Yeah, dude.
So, speaking of building, you are a builder. How long have you been building the setups on iRacing?
Funny story. When I got kicked off D1RT back when I started, I was fucked. Like I had to learn to build because I didn't know
How
how to
long?
build.
So this was like 2019ish. Are you saying?
I'd say 2019. I'd say 2019. It was before COVID. So
Yeah.
it was then, and that whole time, dude, I wrote off Dylan Wilson's shit, right? So
I would
and
too.
then I
if
was
it-
like,
if I
yeah.
was there.
and that was when Dylan Wilson was fucking like him, bro.
Yeah.
He was Himothy, dude. And so after that, I was like, dude, like, what am I gonna do?
Because
And
setup
it's-
shops
I
weren't really
swear
a thing then.
No, they weren't. I think the only one was like fucking Rocket Racing, and I didn't even know
Right.
about that then. And it was that spring fling at Charlotte that I was like, I gotta fucking do something. Like, I gotta figure some shit out. And I didn't, dude. I still didn't get that shit figured out. Like, it took me until probably, like, I don't know, October. So like a year of just clicking shit to just like finally be like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
And then they change it on you.
Yeah, and then
Right.
they changed it on me, and then I was fucked again. And,
So-
but
Then you
like,
gotta relearn it every time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I had to relearn it, but like this new build, it was really fun because it was like I actually had a lot of knowledge just from because I think we were on that build for like fucking 2 years, and
Yeah, the most recent one, other than this
Yeah.
one that we have, yeah, it was like
yeah,
2 years. Yeah.
yeah.
Just
so
over 2.
like I'd had all the knowledge built up from that I was just like really excited about new builds. Like, oh, we could try different shit. Because back then,
And you
everyone
you
was
have a
on the
team
same
of
thing.
people.
yeah, and I had a lot of people that like I actually got along with. I could like just sit there and test for 4 hours and like be happy, right?
Right.
Like I wasn't like grumpy. Everyone was having fun. But like last build, dude, the fucking sets were so similar that like
Yeah.
you were maybe like a click of ride height would give you like a little bit extra, a little bit off. That's how bad it was last season. Yeah.
So what do you prefer? I'm just curious. In a setup, what? And I think we could all answer this. What is your preference on a setup? Do you like them a little more on the free side or a little more on the tight, snug side?
I like to be free. I like to be free, but traction. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to do that. And so like
Very,
the fall
very.
frenzy was the first since I've been on iRacing, the first time I built a setup that was fucking perfect for me. Like I mean, I was like free where I would almost never have to turn left, and that's it for me, dude.
That's what you
And
go
it
for?
lasted 100 laps, which was fucking nuts to me because I was like, dude, like there's no way this feeling is gonna last this long. And I was like, if I'm good on lap 10, I'm gonna be fucking terrible on lap 90, and it stuck. So that
Yeah, you're
like a
expecting it
free
to
set
change at
that
some point.
yeah, 100%, and it never did. And so like a free set that is like that, where it just still has traction, is the fucking best thing for me. It's nut worthy for sure.
I think I think it's kind of, I don't know if you've noticed it necessarily, but I feel like your run in the frenzy is kind of gone under the radar. You finished third,
Mm-hmm.
and of course you got your post race interview, but like all anyone's talking about is Blake winning it, or the Evan and Logan situation, or Hauser driving up through the field. But you were up there near the front the whole race, and you finished third. Like, I think it's kind of gone underrated. So, I mean, congrats on third in that race, man.
Thank you. It was a war zone, like towards those last few laps. And I was, yeah, it was bad.
And you sent a
And
bomb in there at the end.
I did, yeah. Well, because it was like a matter of like 700 extra bucks for
Right.
that fucking spot. So I was like, well, of course I'm going to.
Yeah.
And like obviously I didn't test. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, how much money? Sorry, I'm getting paid right now.
Getting paid.
Thank
Wow.
That moolah.
you. So that race, like I was frustrated because obviously I didn't test for like a whole lap, or not lap, whole week to. Sorry,
That's about how much
a whole
testing I
week.
put in.
I
A
didn't
whole
test for
lap.
a whole week. A whole lap, dude.
That
Hot
is-
lap. The whole week to run third. Like,
Right. Yeah, I
nobody
get that.
does. And so what I really fucked up was qualifying. Like, which is normally what I fuck up. Like, I'm terrible at qualifying.
It's
And
the
I
it's like
fucking
the most important part that you don't have but like two shots at. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Really.
yeah. It's like it really does make or break your race. And
It is your race. I think.
yeah, it is your race. And dude, so
It is your story.
I think I started 12th in the prelim, and I had flashbacks from the fucking fling of like the year prior at Charlotte. I started 12th and I got wrecked on like lap 2.
Yeah.
And so my whole thought process is just chill. Just chill.
Just chill.
It's 40 laps. Let everybody else fuck up their shit. I'll be fine. And it actually like worked out really well.
Played right into your plan.
surprisingly, yeah. And then in the feature, we were fast from like the drop. Like not trying to sound cocky, but we were fucking moving, dude. Like I think we were in P5 or P4 by lap 20.
Then where did you start?
I think 10th or 12th. 10th or 12th. I don't remember where I started. Which in a race like that is kind of a lot of spots right off the start. Especially when the track was tacky and just one laned. And then I got around Blake on a restart for third on like lap 50. And he threw in like a bomb of a slider and fucking like cleaned my nose. And I was so pissed.
I bet.
And like maybe he didn't do it on purpose, maybe he did. He texted me afterwards and apologized, and he apologized on his interview. So but like who knows? I don't think he did, but
Yeah.
And after that, like everyone was like, you need to clean him out. Like when you get to him, you need to clean him out. And I'm just like 50 more laps. I'm just gonna hang out.
You keeping your mental.
I didn't test for a week straight every day. Like I made so many 100-lap runs for that race, that like my fucking wrist like felt terrible, dude. Like, and
Giving your
I'm like,
damn self carpal tunnel.
yeah, dude, like I felt like a fucking cripple after that. And so, like, we had that last restart again where I was with Blake, and I didn't think about it at all. I'm just thinking, weeks worth of testing, I'm not gonna fuck it up. Like, I'm just, if I finish 5th, finish 6th, it is what it is over whatever happened. And then we end up finishing 3rd. So it all worked out. Which, you know, a year ago, Tanner Tomasi would have been fucking stupid and would have straight lined him through the infield. So I'm glad we're not back there.
Well, you're $900
That's
richer
true.
thanks to that smart decision. You know?
Dude, I like last year, dude, I'd say up until like maybe 6 or 7 months ago, like people
So
might disagree,
right around
but I was
the time that
piece
you
of
got your
shit.
pro license, whenever you finally realized you gotta have some
Like I
accountability.
quit being stupid. Yeah. And like I was a piece of shit, dude. Like I can't even say I wasn't. People might still think I am, but dude, I was such a fucking terrible person on the sim. Like it.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I've always had good races with you. I feel like and that one that we were talking about, the pro qualifier at Cedar Lake, is definitely one of them.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But
So, you might have to refresh my memory on this, but before you opened Speed Ranch, you were with RKM, correct?
yes, sir.
So don't call me sir. So, you
Sorry, I'm respectful.
I'm not that much
Sir.
older than you. So you left RKM. Did you leave RKM to start Speed Ranch, or like what made that all happen? And was it kind of like you just was like, fuck it, I'll open my own, you know?
Yeah, I always wanted to have something called Speed Ranch. Like for some reason, like I just thought that
It could have been a restaurant, bro. Like just whatever it is.
I could have been a meth shop, dude. Like I could have been selling crack, but like Speed Ranch, Speed Ranch to me just sounded like fucking badass for a
It's not a
racing
bad name. I'll give you that.
And like right now, still, I'm pretty fucking brain dead when it comes to real racing stuff. So I'm like, obviously, I'm not gonna be able to start anything in real life with this. So I was like, you know, Ryan Kuhn and I had a good relationship the whole time. Even like I was like, dude, I really want to start my own shop. Like this looks like so much fun. And it was so much fucking fun. It still is. Like I enjoy it every day.
Well,
Yeah,
good.
I also feel like I was just burning myself out on it. Before
Do you get that
then.
feeling?
I grinded. Yeah, do you ever get the grinded out feeling every once in a while? You just gotta like chill
Every
out
day.
for a weekend.
Every
Every
day,
day.
but like, yeah, it's gotten to the point where I'm so consistent with it that feel like I'm constantly grinded out, but like, I don't remember the feeling where I wasn't, just because, like, how much time I'm putting into this, like, I feel like a no life, but like, I enjoy it, and it's like my main source of income. So
Yeah.
if it's your main source of income, and it's like your full-time job, like you're gonna kind of have fun, like even with
Yeah.
the work, because like there'll be times where I'm making laps where I'm just like, I hate this, like I'm done, and then I'm like, oh, what about the money?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I like paying my phone bill, bro. Like
Yeah.
What do
Phone
you?
bill is not.
So
that's important.
what would you say is like the hardest part about owning a setup shop that people might not realize? The hardest part of it, you know?
I think I got this answer. Let's see. Let's
Keeping
see.
in contact with the people. Whenever like it kind of floods in, I'll miss a lot of messages, like a lot, and I feel so bad. Like I'll give away free shit to like some people who like, I'll be scrolling through my messages at like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, I didn't text this guy back from like fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I feel awful, dude. I feel awful. So like I give them free shit. And I think it's that and the posts. I hate the posts.
Really?
Like if I could pay somebody to do the post, I wouldn't.
You
Like, it's
could-
just,
You could pull a page out of
It take
Howard's
time.
pull a
It
page
does.
out of Howard Weaver's book and start using AI.
AI generate. But dude, everyone's gonna know because it gives
Who
me
cares?
sophisticated ass words that people know I ain't gonna come up
Who
with.
cares?
Like-
You could advertise. This post was brought to you by, Chat GPT,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, like I paid Lucas Rourke to do my post for like 2 months, and he was like all about it, dude. He was all hyped, and then like he doesn't do it anymore because he fucking hates it now. Like he
Got
realizes
burnout on
how
it.
just, yeah, dude. I get more burnout doing that than anything.
so another side of of owning a shop and being a builder. Kiefer has told me this before. I don't know if he's ever really brought it up on the podcast, but you have a lot of drivers on your team. While you're racing, how much are you concerned with, your teammates, your drivers' positions? Like Kiefer would bring it up whenever we're in Pro Series. Like most of the time, all he's thinking about is where I'm at. And
there's a bunch of times where like I raced and like I couldn't tell you what I was doing, but I was like watching everyone else and trying to like help my team more than myself most of the time.
And you have a lot of teammates in the Pro Series or drivers, whatever you would want to call them, and the same in the Fall Frenzy, these big races. So like, how much do you think about it while you're racing?
That's kind of a tough one.
Because you don't want to hurt their feelings by saying that you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But if you do give a shit, then it kind of like you're not focused on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell Kiefer. Like, focus on you, bro.
It's a double-edged sword, dude. It's a double-edged sword. I think a lot of my guys now that like run Pro Series and like I don't even call them my guys anymore. I just say that like we're teammates. Like they help me build this shit, right? Like, so like my teammates, they'll in Pro Series and in the Fall Frenzy, any money race, I'm kind of at the point where I trust their judgment enough, like, and we kind of test beforehand. So like we plan things out, and obviously it's racing. It's not going to go how you planned it, but
at all.
Yeah, at all.
Ever.
But yeah, but like we'll have the idea, we'll have the thought process. We'll be like, all right, if this is what we need to do.
Yep.
And so my hope is that they're gonna stick to that, and we can all focus on ourselves. And that's like another big thing, like on track that I tell people. Like obviously right now, Speed Ranch has a lot of drivers.
A lot.
And a lot. And but it's like it's not like we take anybody. Like we take people that put in the time and show effort. And I tell them, I was like, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of motherfuckers over here. We need to make sure that we're not killing each other and we're not killing the other competition, right? Like that's the big thing is race your teammates like you would any other car. Like don't be like, I'm gonna let you buy because you're Speed Ranch, like I think that's dumb. I want them to race each other where like the same way they would race anybody else. And that was an issue because they started fucking taking each other out. And I'm like, we shouldn't be like.
We should find a middle ground, like actually.
Yeah, like, we shouldn't be doing this at all.
I wanted you here. Now let's find it right here.
Yeah, we had to have a talk. So I was like, usually it's like set up shop on set up shop, and it's just Speed Ranch on Speed Ranch.
Friendly fire.
We need to chill the fuck out, guys.
That's great. One big question. It's not really a big question, but I'm so curious. How the hell did you manage to get Bobby Pierce to endorse Speed Ranch? That's the backstory?
Yeah, Jordan Casey.
Really?
Yeah.
I was so curious about that.
Casey.
Fucking Jay Casey. Wow.
Yeah, Jay Casey's the GOAT.
Is he
Him
still?
and Ryan Flatten are actually pretty good buddies.
That's what I heard.
I heard. Yeah.
I hear they're like
Actually,
really good buddies.
Yeah, best man at each other's wedding.
Yeah. Well, if they
go
ever
way back.
are they married?
I don't think so.
To each other?
I hope. That'd be cute.
That'd be really cute, actually.
Somebody needs to
I'd love
post
to go
something.
there.
Irish and Dirt Talk, because like I haven't heard about that in like a week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't like that when that disappears.
No.
We like to keep the drama going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We love this to
Keep
stoke
things
that flame a
interesting,
little
dude.
bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're selling your real late model, correct? You got it for sale.
50-50. I'm kind of 50-50 on it now, but I want to. Yeah.
So why you have? First of all, address the meme. What's the whole deal with like your late model like year and update thing? Like, what's that about? What's that about?
Dylan Hauser and I are chat band now.
Oh,
because we had an Eldora race where I slid him and he drove through the back of me, and which he's gonna say that I didn't leave him room.
Oh yeah, at Fairbury. No,
Yeah,
that was at
no,
Fairbury, right?
Eldora,
Okay.
yeah. And he was like, "You guys just team drive," and I was like, "Okay." And like, I've kind of gotten to where I don't talk shit anymore, and I just kind of like give him short, little, stupid responses,
Yeah.
like just goofy shit. And he's like, "That's why your Longhorns are 2017. It's a 2013 that you say is updated to 2017. Everybody knows it's a fucking 2013." And I'm like, "What?" It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with this? So that's just
the
that's
backstory.
the meme. Yeah, that's the backstory. That happened like last fucking week.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's just like, everyone knows it's a
Was there a
2013.
meme?
No, not necessarily
missed a
memes,
meme.
just a lot of like joke
Yeah,
replies and
yeah.
comments.
A lot of joking around.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Was that whenever I saw the? Was that when there was a little drama too? I screenshotted. I sent it to you, Nathan. I think I was like, we gotta talk about this in the podcast. There was some tea going on.
I think that might have been.
Oh yeah, there was some HOS speed ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta
There was
love
house
that.
dressing and ranch dressing going at it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah,
Gotta love the salad dressings. Who's
The
got
battle
it?
of the salad
who's got the best
dressings.
salad dresses?
Okay. I loved though whenever you commented that it was a like a 2013 with 2007 updates. I thought that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. I'm
so-
gonna refresh my camera real quick. Keep going.
Okay, so it is a 2017. What is it?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
again,
it's a 2017.
no more sir.
I'm not gonna stop saying that. It's
Fine.
just it's a Tourette at this point.
Anyways, so
Yeah.
2017, whatever it is, you're selling it. Why? Are you looking to upgrade?
Yeah, so my whole plan with running this Cash Money series was I always said I was going to run it for 2 years, and then I was going to move and start racing a better series. Because where I'm at, late model racing is not a thing.
Where are you
Right.
at, roughly?
I'm in
He's 4 hours.
Give me
less
your
than
exact
or
address.
5 hours
in
less than me, and
dead
there's
sick south of Pittsburgh, Kansas, brother.
He's in a
Oh.
modified country.
I'm in modified. Dude,
Deep
our
modified
late model
country.
rules are fucking modified rules, dude. We
Yeah,
run
what-
modified.
Is it UMP
motors.
country?
Yeah,
Is it UMP?
No,
it's not. It's not.
It's USRA.
EMP.
USRA, yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, so like if I could run a crate to start out, you'd see me in a fucking 602, right? But the only series here is like a
The
limited
steelhead
series.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on USMTS motors.
Yeah.
So like that shit is like I'd say a step down from a super. So like I pretty much went from iRacing to damn near a fucking super late model. And that was terrifying.
In my terms, pretty much. Yeah, well, pretty much damn near like an A mod is what you.
Yeah.
You
it's
pretty
like
much
an
look at
A-mod.
A mod.
Yeah,
Is
it's an
what-
A mod with arrow.
Yeah.
so what are you?
Bigger
Yeah.
tires.
So what are you
The
looking
late
for
models
then?
aren't bad though.
Mhm.
Like, they're fun to drive.
If you sell your
They
car,
are.
what are you looking for?
Whatever's fast at the time. I'm not really a dick rider for any chassis. I was talking to Corey Hedgecock about getting a BMF, but
Those are pretty
That's-
sweet deals.
and that they don't sell for that much. Like he
Yeah.
has them really cheap for how good they run.
Yeah.
And you're
Uh,
looking to move. Where are you trying to move to, as far as like, to run with certain tracks or whatever? Like, where would your ideal place?
This year I'm gonna run for Rookie of the Year, or this upcoming year, and then after that I'm gonna move to Georgia and run like Cruza stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of get a hold of like the top level of some sort of drivers, right? Because those Cruza guys are pretty fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then I was talking about moving like to Illinois or somewhere, depending on funding.
Just
And
loving that.
yeah, and then running like Mars or something. Just anything that has more racing, anything that has more late model racing.
I'm telling you right now, you want to be a man. You want to become you want to go from a boy to a man.
Yeah, dude.
You come up here.
He said, "Yeah,
You
dude.
don't go down there.
I do."
If you want to become a wheelman on a Cush, that's where you need to go.
let me tell you something, dude.
You want to rip a fat
so
Kush at
you
Brownstown, Illinois? That's
you've
dude. You don't even
you've
want to
raced
know.
Springfield, right?
Yeah,
You've ran the cushion at Springfield.
yeah. I raced there a few weeks ago. Out of Kush, it's a great
Dude,
time.
dude,
A
that was
great
the
time.
first time I hit a fucking cushion.
I'm
Let me
telling you,
tell you,
that's an
I
easy
was like
one.
this, bro. But like my headrest, I got a tiny head. I'm 120 fucking pounds, dude.
You're like this.
I'm built like a pussy. I'm literally like this. Like I'm looking at the track like this when I'm running the cushion. Because I was like, I can't
No neck
fucking hold my
muscles.
neck up.
No
Yeah,
Whenever
neck
you're
muscles.
drift up there, dude, it's fast up
it's
there.
fucking
Ah,
fast. Because I think I qualified quick time, and they
yeah.
got this goddamn invert where I started dead dick last. And so I'm still pretty stupid, right? Like in a
Right.
real car. So I'm trying to go 3 wide to get in transfer because I'm like, I'm not running a B main because
After
I
qualifying
don't know how to.
pole.
Yeah, I don't know how to make fucking adjustments. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I barely know shit about a race car, and so I don't have no one there to work on my car. So I'm like, I don't want to be in the slick in the B main because I can't set this shit up for the slick. So I'm like, I
It's
gotta get
tough.
in the fucking yeah. I was like, I gotta fucking transfer, and so I try to split them 3 wide, and I'm like, oh, this is real life. They don't have mirrors, they don't see me. So
They
I
don't.
live,
They don't. They don't realize that. Well,
yeah,
I've. So I understand what you're about to say here, and
mhm,
I've had this realization actually. Well,
yeah,
I had it again this past weekend,
yeah. It's hard
and
to burn it into your brain. It's so aggravating, dude. Cause it's like I'm so fucking fast, and then I hit the brake, and my dumbass drives off the racetrack. Like,
it's
cause
easy. It's easy to do that,
yeah,
especially to get off the gas.
yeah, and then three
Yeah.
and four, cause it's like it's kind of doesn't seem like it's all the way there, right? Like you don't
No.
feel like you're all the way up there, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're fucking hanging off of it. I'm
Yep.
like, all right, well, there's not a caution coming, so I need to fucking skedaddle. And
I
by the
I ripped
last
it for
lap,
15 lap.
we
It was fun.
transferred by the last lap, dude, and I'm fucking hyped. Then I start dead dick last heat or the race almost because I'm like the last transfer, and I started on the bottom. I'm sorry, not dead dick last yet. I was like 12th, and then I fell back to like 19th or on
Mm.
the bottom because I'm
That's a
still stupid, like I
that's a
said.
Was your bird cage
hard
fixed at
class.
this point?
What's that?
Was your
That's perfect.
bird cage fixed
Yeah,
at this point?
everything's fixed on the car.
Okay.
Everything's fixed on the car. So that was the first. That was maybe the second time I've driven a properly set up car,
Right.
right? Yeah, and so like I don't know how to run the bottom, right? So like I'm still learning all this
Patience,
shit,
grasshopper.
and dude, and
Brakes.
that is
The
so
brake.
hard.
The brake pedal.
And I'm still like, after sim racing for 3, 4 years, you're wanting to fucking like just go through that corner, right? So then I'm like, I need to whoa up, and then by the time I'm thinking I need to whoa up,
You
I've
need a
done
gas.
already fucking missed the corner, and so then I fall back to 19th, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking top. And I go to the top. So I go from 19th to fucking ninth in 5 laps.
Yeah.
And I'm
If you
like,
get,
this
if,
Sheesh.
is, and I'm like this, dude. I'm like, this is fucking insane.
You're driving with
Cause I,
one eye, basically, because that's
yeah,
all.
pretty much. Cause like
yeah,
dude, I got a
I'm
needle
actually
neck, bro.
I'm changing my seat for Springfield.
Are you?
Yeah,
Dude, that
because of
Springfield,
that
you don't
play.
notice how much banking Springfield has till you're on
No,
fucking Springfield.
it's to me it's not the banking. It's whenever it's gonna rubber up in the feature, and you know how you're already saying in your head, I've
Mhm.
if you, when you race on rubber, bro, no.
I've never touched
It's good. And the way my stuff's latched over, it's good.
rubber. You look like you're about to fucking roll over even in the tag,
His
dude. Like
shit's
I
I
couldn't
know.
imagine your shit in the rubber.
his shit's wild, dude.
So like it's like
It is.
ridiculous. So like for me, it's mainly just yeah, like I almost need to wear a sissy strap is what I could tell Dad. Like
Yes.
they wear it in go-karts. You strap it to your shoulder and to your helmet,
Hmm.
like on the left side,
Oh, to keep
and
your
you just lock
head
and it
from.
like locks like this. And then go-karts, like after the race, you would lock it, and then after 25 laps, it would be all the way extended, and you still couldn't hold your head up. But like that's what you need
Jesus.
for Springfield when
I
it locks
do.
down.
Everyone does, dude. That is such a fucking like G forces. I never thought G forces would be like that
You need
until
to
I fucking
go.
felt it.
When I went to Eldora in my so like, like I'm racing. I like to think that I'm racing kind of like for the iRacers in a way
Mhm.
because like I grew up like I feel like I learned a lot on iRacing and that's what taught me how to race a lot IRL. But when I raced Eldora, for the this year, and I was lucky enough to go up there and race that. Like that was dude. I'm telling you something. Whenever I hit the gas pedal of that place, I was like, I mean, I've been around it. You just got into it. You said when you were 15, but like I've been around it my whole life, and we've just been kind of you. I'm only a year and a half ahead of you, I'd say, and just the driving stuff, and being around in the, like actual driving the real race cars, but driving at Eldora, man, that was you just like you talk about G forces and adrenaline. You ain't felt it,
I could
man. You
fucking
you
I could
barreled
only
off into
imagine.
wanted to like I never lifted there. Granted, like I've already raced with the car and I was comfortable with the car like, before, but
Mhm.
like going into Eldor, like just burying it off on the cush and wanted to and just full sending it. I was like, dude, what a dream.
Yeah,
And
dude, for real.
I think and like I know you've now had a few nights and it felt like in a decent car. I still think the iRacing stuff does compare. Does the patience compare? Absolutely not. 'Cause the
No.
brake pedal, you're now going to learn how important a brake pedal is, and what I feel like I've said a lot to Nathan and like to everyone I've talked to, like in this past year, just talking about racing, and people ask me like what I've learned this year just driving and what led to some more success. And honestly, the biggest thing was my left foot. That like
Really.
that was the answer. That was once I learned like your breaking points and where you drag and where you need to jab and like there's just certain things like you can once you get more and more time in the car you'll start to feel that more natural like oh okay that's what that's supposed to
Mhm.
do okay that's what's supposed to do and that's what like was really hard for me to learn at first because I was good on the top same way with how you're saying like because in iRacing we naturally want to charge the corner
Right.
and IRL, you can't charge the corner unless you're on the top.
Mhm.
So that's why I think if you went to Illinois, you could bang the cush and
Yeah,
have some
I
fun.
could.
I had
It's
success my first year and a half, I'd say, on a cushion, and it took me a long time. I still haven't mastered the bottom yet, and I feel like I'm pretty good on the bottom now. But the bottom, man, like in a real car, you. I don't. You can't mock it on iRacing,
Right.
because if you actually did that on iRacing, you'd be like four. It wouldn't be close. You'd be
a
six
second
tits
off
off.
the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Like
second
I
off the pace.
watched Jason Fager's in car, dude, and like
Yeah.
I'm just listening to that, and I'm like, he's lifting way fucking before I was. Like
Yeah.
I was lifting like in the corner, and he's lifting like halfway on the straightaway, and I'm like,
There,
okay, okay, I'm just fucking stupid, I guess.
yeah. There's been nights like even so like I'm gonna be mine, so like I only got like 400 horsepower, if that, with an open motor with the two barrel.
Hmm.
Um, so like then there was a few nights like up at Adams County in Quincy, Illinois, but like you're never even over half throttle. Like it's and I was ringing around the top, like it looked like I was full sending around that place. And well, I got GoPro footage of it, but like my dummy put a 256 gigabyte disk in it and you can't read it apparently. So like I screwed it, but you can watch it on the GoPro. It's real cool. But you listen to it and I was telling dad, I was like you're not even on the gas. Like it's crazy how much like which I think iRacing helps relate to like throttle control, which is huge. Like
Hmm.
and just being able to like you'll learn to like whenever you're braking and like where you need your foot needs to be in the gas where it not like I'm still learning. Like you'll
Right.
never you'll I don't and I feel like you'll never master it.
You'll never
Honestly.
stop learning.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
No.
goes back
Like
to
we
what
were
I was
just
saying
talking about that
earlier.
last
Like
That's
night.
what the best thing about racing. It's like you never stop.
Yeah,
you
and it's like with
shouldn't.
iRacing, once you know everything. But like whenever with real life, it's just there's so much like that you can just build. Like you can like same thing with like Kevin Rumley. The motherfucker builds crazy shit that nobody's ever thought of,
Yeah.
and still I can't think of. Like they still don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that's just like it. Like I'm such a nerd for that shit because like that's like it makes my tummy tickle, bro. Like I just love learning that shit.
I hear you, dude. Dude, so what are you planning on running the car anymore before you sell it, or are you just gonna park it until possibly it gets sold, or what's the deal there?
There's not really
I
nothing
mean, there's
out
not
here
much
to
left,
race.
I'm
Yeah,
sure,
I
but
think the last thing is that Springfield race, and that's like supers with expensive shocks and expensive motor. And I'm like, I'm just gonna chill. It's like I might go watch.
Yeah.
But until like I don't want to race a race that I know that my car can't compete in. Like if
Frustrating.
if it's different if it's like a me thing and me learning, then that's fine. But as long as I know I have the equipment that can do it, I'm all for racing whatever I can race.
Why don't
But
you go
if I
run the
know
dome?
that, dude, I was talking so about that. I ain't taking my own shit to the dome. I'm too poor for that. So, like, I think I'm gonna keep it unless somebody like for sure is like I'm gonna pay 34 for it race ready. And unless that, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell my backup motor, um, and just save for whatever I need for after next season. Um, because I don't like no disrespect to some of the people in this series, but like there's a lot of goofballs in this series, so I don't want to buy like a 2021 Longhorn or a brand new BMF and then get it bent by something I can't control, especially like
Dude,
in
you
this
don't
kind
even,
of series.
I get frustrated, and I bought my frame for like I know it looks like I got nice. I bought my frame for $3,500.
Hmm.
So like, and I bent the front stub when I flipped it, low key, and it's kind of been bent for a few wins, and yeah, it still works. I'm actually getting it unbent this week. But like that's when like me and Dad have talked about like going to buy like an Elite or something to race like A mods. Like man,
It's scary too, because it's
I
scary to
just
put that
know,
much
I
money in.
just know damn well some goofball, like even like a lap car, because I've experienced it this year, like
You
leading
fucking
races,
experienced it this year.
and lap cars just spinning out in front of you, or just like, oh, I would be
Yes, dude.
devastated,
Dude, that's what my
devastated.
worry is. Because my whole plan with like selling this and buying the roller, like a new chassis, was for the following year. That way I didn't have to buy one that year and I could just focus on motor and shocks, right? Instead of having to buy the whole program again. So that was like my main thing with buying that car. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just keep it. Maybe I should just keep it for this year.
Plans
See
are
how it
changing.
is. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna keep it up for like a week and just just wait, just
Put the
think on it.
announcement out now that you're live in front of 1,000 people. Not 1,000, but
Like
what you
24.
yeah.
1,000.
No. So
31.
I have
31.
two final questions, and they're group questions because they're questions that I get a lot, and I think they're just good questions that people generally want to know. The first one is, what equipment do we use for iRacing? I'll start. I use a custom built sim rig that I bought the plans for and then built out of wood by Rick Motec, and then a single 30-inch ultra wide monitor, T300 wheel, and TLCM pedals. Kiefer?
I use I got the Fanatec V3 pedals, which is like, in my opinion, the only and the best thing to buy for iRacing. Got the cheapest wheel you can buy. It's a Thrustmaster T150. I race on a single monitor, 27-inch, but it is curved, so it's got that
A little
Rich
bit of a
kid.
curve to it. They
Rich
always like a
kid.
little bit of a curve.
curved, like
Always
that's
like a curve.
yeah, like the
And then,
curve makes it feel like it's 40.
Do you curve left or you curve right?
yeah.
It's right.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
right-handed.
I've always
Hmm.
wondered if
It
that's correlated.
it's correlated. It is.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
It has to be.
There's
All right. Well, what's
There's no way.
your answer, Tanner?
I'm telling you, because if you're like right-handed, you lift it up like it. There's math. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
What's your
There's
answer,
no way.
Tanner?
No shot.
I'm telling
I
you,
got
math.
a GTR sim chassis. Um, don't buy it. I have Fanatec V3s, like you said.
The
Pedals are
best
the mo
thing.
pedals are the only thing you need. You
I
need a good
guess
setup
I
of
need to get me
V3
some
pedals.
V3s.
Dude, if you get
It
V3
is
pedals,
the
you
only
cannot
thing I
talk
tell
to a
people
wheel.
that you need on iRacing. You can run whatever wheel you want that you like. I don't care what wheel you run. Whatever you like. And then the pedals, V3s.
But
That's
what
it.
Yeah,
else? What
that's
else,
all.
Tanner?
I have a Moza R9 wheel, which
Ooh,
is
I've
good.
heard good things. Yeah.
They're really good. I have a 27-inch monitor, flat and single monitor, and that's it.
Hell
Flat.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're
Ooh.
the same, but mine's curved.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I didn't say what chair or simulator I have. I did have
Desk
a
chair.
cool desk chair. I had a
Mhm.
desk chair for like 3 years. I think everyone's seen the infamous desk chair. I
Mhm.
upgraded recently. This is new. All right, all
That's good. Yeah,
right.
it's even fancier because you can lay back now.
Yes. I
Wait,
sat in it.
there's
It's
more.
really nice.
There's more.
There's
Like, look
more.
at this chair. Look at this, dude.
Yeah, it's got a little thing that comes out to kick your
Yeah.
feet up. It's fucking sick.
That's so hot, dude. No
Let me
lie.
tell you. Let me tell you. The retirement knife is nice.
Wow.
I can
So,
imagine.
next question, and this is another one that I think a lot of people want to know, especially for drivers on iRacing that are at the pro level because they assume that all we do is iRacing, which for some people is true.
It is.
What do you do outside of iRacing and racing? So, like, if you take out real racing and iRacing, what is there to you? And my answer is a lot of
Sleep.
I work, of course, work, sleep, hang out with my wife Hannah, who's amazing, and we play Fortnite and Rocket League and sometimes Call of Duty, and that's like all the time. That's me.
I do love Hannah.
Okay.
I do
Who
love Hannah.
doesn't?
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just the way you said that initially kind of threw me off.
Yeah?
What's your answer for?
Hannah and Hannah's husband.
There you go. Yeah, it's back
That
on the
better?
car now. I don't know if you've seen
Okay,
it. It's
there
back
you
on
go.
the
I
car
didn't.
now.
I haven't seen it yet.
So what do you do outside of racing and iRacing, Tanner?
I work.
You
Hello?
work.
Hello? Huh,
Hello.
okay. Oh, my mommy was coming in to say hi.
Oh.
Um, I
Hi,
work.
Mom.
I work. Um, my dad just bought a store, so I help him with that. I sleep like 3 hours a night because I'm always trying to work on stuff. And I just recently started working on CAD, trying to learn that stuff. So,
That's pretty
uh,
cool.
CAD is fun as fuck, dude. Like I'm a nerd for that. Um,
I can't do it, but I think it's really cool.
hmm, scroll on Tinder
The best.
and watch porn every once in a while. That's about it.
Classic.
Jesus,
No other
Yeah.
games or anything?
I just started playing Fortnite again.
Yes, my
I mean,
man.
everyone has,
My
but
man,
yeah,
OG is back,
dude,
baby.
really? Like any racer that's like really into racing, it's racing and work. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
can we ask mine?
yeah.
No, I
Let's
don't.
ask
Nobody wants to
yours.
know yours, Kiefer. Yeah.
I want to
Can
know
we
yours.
ask?
What's
Can we
yours?
ask mine?
What's yours,
I want to
Keith?
know
I
yours.
already know
All
the
right.
answer, but
All right. So here's what I do. I work and I race.
I said outside
So,
of racing. You squid.
so you work.
I think about racing. Um,
Solid.
no, I truly do think like my life revolves around racing a lot. Like most of the day, like me and dad are even at work. I'm on the phone with my father about race cars, and we're trying to always get better on that stuff. But outside of that, I'm an adventurer, low key. Just gonna catch everyone off guard.
Adventure.
I like to kind of hike, you know, kind of like the wilderness, kind of like I enjoy the mountains. I'm actually headed out to Colorado here in a few weeks, to the sand dunes, to the national, and I'm gonna go
Ooh.
sandboarding, which I
Let's
sounds
go.
I, and then I'm also gonna go to the
Airport.
Denver, no, the
Oh.
Denver, Minnesota football game at the Mile High Stadium. But like, I like football. Football's probably like the biggest thing I do outside of racing and like
And
out
playing
life
Rocket
and
League with
adventure.
me and
I
Hannah.
do play some Rocket League. I do. I love Madden. I'm really good at Madden. I like to think I am.
I'm sure Augustine would like to
We've
one v.
played.
And how did
We've
that go?
played. He's lost. Uh,
Mm,
he beat me one game. He beat me the first game, I'm pretty sure, and then the next two, I think he scored a combined 3 touchdowns in the both two next two games. But
wow.
he did win the first one.
He tried.
He tried.
But other than that, like, dude, it's pretty much football, racing. I like to travel. Like, if I'm not racing, which is rare, I feel like I'm traveling to some wilderness, probably with someone, or to see friends, or watching football. You know, I'm lame.
Hell yeah. Well, Tanner, that's all I've got for you. I appreciate you coming on. Do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh, dude, yeah. Let me get a list real quick.
All
About to be the
right.
longest shout out you've seen.
I'm ready. We're ready
All
for
right.
it.
You know,
Let the
shout out.
credits roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Shout out to you guys for all this, giving us like a platform to talk on.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, the interviews only last like 30 seconds. You know,
Yeah. No, that's kind of how we think about it
That's
too.
what
yeah, like
started
you
this whole
don't
thing.
get to talk to that many. You don't get to talk like this. And I'm an attention whore, so I like to talk. Chris Hill over there, JC Floyd, who's played a big part in everything and our recent success and or our higher success in like the last 6 months. He's just kind of been like the backbone of just helping everybody. He really has. He might not race very much, but that motherfucker grinds, dude. Um, Sessions, Austin Sessions, Kent Hunley, JB Craighead. Um, dude, there's so many people. Stephen Gaines, Brody Barbara, Chase Barbara, Lucas Rourke. Lucas Rourke's helped out a ton too with testing and everything. Gage Stevens always helping with designs. Jesse Herthler, Eye Paint's always helping with designs as well. Everyone knows I'm a rap whore, so those are the main
Yes.
two. Those are the main two. Um, Ethan Toder, dude, Anthony Thompson. I'm going through the whole Discord right now,
Just
bro.
every driver
Like,
on your team.
dude, everybody on my team, because realistically, setup shops aren't setup shops without the people. They really do. They are the success in a setup shop. They like it. I would say me, like the owner and builder, the website, and the people. The people are 70% of the success, and that is fucking massive. Everybody I'm forgetting, dude. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
And
I have one more question before
let's
we
hear it.
all sign off. I saw it on Facebook earlier. Dylan Wilson wants to know why your number is an upside down 60.
Why is it an upside down 60?
Yeah, I believe that's what I for my reference.
Yeah. He wants to know why it's an upside down 60.
Every time I offered a 69 with Dylan Wilson, he always declined it, so I just had to throw a 0 at the end. And I don't like the number 60, so I flipped it around, did 09.
Well, you did it to where
Beautiful answer.
if you look at it upside down, you see the 6, but if you look at it straight side, you see the 9.
See the 9. It's a hidden message because it really is a hidden message from all the times I've asked Dylan Wilson if he wants a 69, and he always declines.
Because if you just like flip flop, it is, you know.
It is a 69. It's a little secret right there.
Well, all right. Well, that's Tanner Tomasi. Again, thank you so much for coming on. That's the owner and builder for Speed Ranch, man. Congrats again on the third place at the Frenzy, and
thanks for the third, man.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you on the track sometime.
All right, we'll see you, buddy. Thank you, guys.
Later. All right. Well, that was Tanner Tomasi. Wow, another great guest, dude. We just keep getting these great guests. I cannot believe you have worn those sunglasses this entire fucking episode. And you're just now taking them off.
Holy cow.
Wow, you could see something other than the color pink.
I didn't realize.
You fucking your eyes are
like I didn't. Wow.
Your eyes just eventually adjusted to it. Wow. So big weekend coming up. You're coming over. Kiefer is coming to Friendsgiving at the Waddell. I was trying to think. Well, I was trying to think of something that started with W, but Kiefer's coming to the Waddell household for Friendsgiving. Are you excited? I feel like you're excited.
Well, I am. I'm excited. Somebody said I can't forget the backflip.
Oh, we're not gonna forget the flip.
He wants me to do a backflip off the bed.
Oh fuck! I want him to be able to come over for Friendsgiving this weekend. He can't do that if he has a broken neck. So
I'm ready for a weekend away. Had a rough weekend last weekend at Clarksville. Just problems. Ready to see you guys. I'm ready to eat some good food.
Yes.
We're ready to smoke some beers.
Smoke some beers, baby.
I'm ready to inhale some alcohol and some pulled pork and some ribs. You know, some mac and cheese, and then
do another podcast.
Do another podcast, and then we got a big week next week. We got Thanksgiving coming up soon.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Weather's been nice.
It has been.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be great. Well, I'll let you send us off here right quick with the classic. Go ahead, do it.
Oh, dude, I got you.
You got it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kiefer is lining up. And there it is. Sticks it. Beautiful. Puts the hat back on.
I feel like I really got some air.
I think you really did. We'll have to get a slow-mo replay of that.
Yeah.
Chat, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far on the replay, thank you so much. Again, that'll do it for this episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. Thanks again to House of Speed for sponsoring tonight's episode. Don't forget to use code PlumWild15 for 15% off at checkout. For myself and Damian Kiefer, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you right back here in the next one. Later.
Bye, Chad.
Bye.